Being a CMA, I feel jealous of you, seriously. Because though I am a rank holder in CMA Final, but I never got an opportunity to get rank in Inter. It's something great. You are blessed with the gold.
In CA there are 6 papers and in that too we have alternate days. In CMA it's 8 papers and every day. It's extremely difficult.
During my final, what was one of my strategy it was, when I'm coming back from exam hall, I started preparing for the next day exam. And what was your strategy?
I would say there are 2 parts of it. One is preparation, second is presentation. Time management is extremely important. It's where most of the students fail. I followed a very simple logic. I constantly evaluated myself, whether I'm falling within this 1.8 minute rule or not.
So you are able to attend all the 100 marks.
Yeah.
So this is a very good point from Rishabh we can get. Already he told.
It has its both pros and cons. You can skip a difficult question, but don't skip an entire chapter.
So what you felt that we at EduHome Connect is something different from other platforms?
I see only 2 things whenever I evaluate anything. One is the price and second is the value. The EduHome is priced very reasonably.
Yes, we have one very clear, it should be affordable for the public. We were added dashboard, interactive dashboard, where students can know how many tests he is written, what is the mark per minute, that and all.
Yes, it is so precise that it also tracks the time you had taken to attempt a question.
So students who are rating in the upcoming exams, what is your suggestion? Dear CMA students, today a proud moment for us. I don't know, in the history of CMA Institute started in 1944. It got statutory recognition in 1959. I don't know in the history of Institute, anyone got this golden opportunity. Yes, we know we have 3 levels, Foundation, Inter, Final. All these 3 levels, first rank or rank at least a aim or dream for any CMA student. Now it's no more a dream, it's a reality. We have Rishabh Ostwal today who secured AR1 in all the level of CMA. So proud moment. Welcome dear Rishabh.
Thank you so much, sir.
Being a CMA, I feel jealous of you. Seriously, I feel jealous of you because though I am a rank holder in CMA Final, but I never got an opportunity to get rank in Inter. So though I am a faculty also, it's something great. You are blessed with the gold. God is blessed with you. I wish in the beginning itself, let God wish you this blessing in entire career journey.
Thank you so much, sir. Means a lot.
Yes. You can tell some strategies to our students because students are browsing our EduHome Connect, YouTube, Insta. They want some tip and strategies. See, what is the most CMA friends feel that how to prepare the exam effectively. They don't want to compromise any degree or MBA. So they want some professional degree. So they feel that when it move to their professional course like CMA or CA, the passing is that much not easy. But we have a right person today with a first rank. So please start. What is the right moment? I heard that you have done your CA journey also. So what is the right moment you thought of? Yes, CMA is worth for me. It's a good job.
Yes, sir. So I have been noticing that there is a lot of acceptance of CMS now in the corporate sector. They are gaining almost equal recognition as CAs, and particularly I have observed this in the public sector companies, where both CAs and CMAs get placed very well. Both are reputed courses, and it was then that I decided that I have to do even CMA along with CA. It originally started as a thought, and I have got all India rank 1. So I couldn't thank God enough for this.
Great. I can understand that rank 1 in CMA Foundation is fine. Even Inter also aa gaya. It's fine. So you got already in Inter, you got already in Foundation. So what was your mind all the way when you're thinking for writing your final exam? Did you thought about, okay, I will try for final also AR1? And what was the thought mind those times?
Yes, sir. So already I had got, as you mentioned, 2 All India first ranks, and also my CA exams were well. Now I had just a random thought. What if I get All India first rank in both CA Final and CMA Final? I was like, it will be so good that if I get All India, I will have 4 All India first ranks. Now for CA Final, I gave my exams very well. For CMA Final, I was a bit nervous whether subjects like costing and law, whether I will be able to do them well or not. But then I gave my best to it. I did good revision before the exams of all the subjects, presented the exam papers very well, and boom, I got all India rank
That is
one.
very nice. And one more thing I want to tell. When we take classes, we find lot of bright students who are writing the test very well. They're attending class, they're engaging. But when suggesting them to write both group together, they feel that, sir, no sir, every day exam, continuous 8 day. Even CA exam and all, they're giving 1 day gap.
1 day gap, yeah.
So these people are not giving in a gap also. So how you able to tackle that situation? Because 8 days continuous exam, maybe from home or hostel, you have to go to the exam hall and manage the things, continuous exam. How you manage that?
Yes, sir. So
Even 8 papers.
yeah, in CA there are 6 papers, and that too we have alternate days. In CMA it's 8 papers, and every day it's extremely difficult, and revising in those half a day or 1 day is extremely difficult.
Correct.
No, you have to make your you have to ensure that while you are revising, while you have done your first and second revision, you have made sufficient number of good markings. So what are the I call it LDR, last day revision. You have to mark the concepts. Okay, this is LDR, and you have to revise all these LDR concepts at the day before exam, and you have to ensure that these are not too much also. You have to ensure that there is right content of revision the day before exam.
During my final, what was one of my strategy it was, when I'm coming back from exam hall, I started preparing for the next day exam during the bus or travel time. And what was your strategy when you were completed the day one? Because we don't have no gap. Next day we have exam. So what was your strategy on that?
Yes, sir. So even I had a similar view that I have to reduce as much as time I can in the unproductive stuff. As soon as I came back from the center, I used to eat my lunch and just take a short nap of like say 15-20 minutes, and then I used to start back. Now this nap used to ensure that I am again refreshed.
Correct.
So short nap of 15-20 minutes, and then I used to start back. Then the first day I used to finish all the LDR concepts which I had marked for the revision, and once this LDR concepts are done, the next day I used to revise some tricky questions, 3 questions and MCQs. So first day was for concepts, and second day, second half of the day, so the morning part of it was for questions, the MCQs and descriptive questions.
Now in CMA, I want to more specific for final students. Generally, there are 2-3 papers which is very tricky. First one, it is CMA students like problem paper very well. So they have one problem in law. Obviously DT and all they have issue, but simply how to prepare for law, making the provision, that is very difficult. Students are asking us, sir, can you help on law, how to make a strategy on law to remember provisions? Do we want to write all the sections clearly? If you don't remember the section, how we will make it? This law paper, what was the strategy for you? Especially that is a paper which you may not have experienced much also.
Yes, so we don't have law in CA Final. We have law as a part of self-paced modules in CA. So law was challenging for me as well. It was overwhelming. I was a bit afraid for 2 subjects, basically law and costing. So I prepared very well for law. So I would say there are 2 parts of it. One is preparation, second is presentation.
That is what?
Now first preparation, you have to ensure that you are not just learning, you are understanding. So understanding is the first step of learning. You have to understand the concepts very well. The provision, what was the intent behind the provision? So whenever the faculty explains the provision, you have to understand, okay, why this provision actually came. Now when you have this mindset, your memorizing becomes easier. I used to make a lot of summary notes and sticky notes.
Yes, I heard about that. Even our last conversation, you told that sticky note. That played a very great.
Yes, sir. So I did I do this for all theory subjects. I did the same for law as well. So I was able to revise well the day before exam. While I was not able to cover the entire syllabus, I was not able to revise the entire syllabus, but I was confident, okay, I'll be able to clear. I used to make a lot of summary notes and sticky notes for the theory subjects, and I was able to revise well before the exam day all the important concepts. Well, I was not able to do the 100% revision, but I did revision sufficiently well. But I attempted the exam and came back, but after I came back, I felt that I will not be able to get rank in CMA. Because I wrote like only 50 to 60% of the paper very well. Okay. Remaining 40% I was not very sure. But I was like, similar thing happened with CA as well. The first paper, FR didn't go well. So I was like, okay, it's not the end of the game, it's just the beginning of the game. Even if one paper doesn't go very well, that doesn't determine your overall success. Continued preparing for the remaining papers, gave them very well, and got very amazing result.
That is great. Now, in CMA, in the new syllabus, Institute brought that some standardized in question paper. Maybe in intermediate, you might have been there is no standardization like CA. Now, in final, they have 7 mark, 14 mark, some standardization are there. Subject like FM, some questions, they are rewarding only 7 marks, but students feel that it should be a 10 mark question. The similar questions are coming for CA for 8 mark, even CA Inter for 10 mark. So how you feel that right now that mark and time management is sufficient for a paper like AFM? An ordinary or a student can able to manage?
Yes, sir. So time management is extremely important. It's where most of the students fail. What I followed a very simple logic. The logic is we have 3 hours. 3 hours is 180 minutes, and we have 100 marks to attempt. So it's for each mark you have to not spend more than 1.8 minutes. Suppose it is a 4 mark question, maximum 6 or 7 minutes. Keep a buffer, finish it in 6 minutes. If you are not able to finish, you have to shorten the answer. But don't spend 10 minutes on a 4 mark question. Where you have to spend 6 minutes, don't spend 10 minutes.
Did you attended all the question in this lengthy papers, or you attended only 80, 90 marks?
No, sir. So as I told, I constantly evaluated myself whether I am falling within this 1.8 minute rule or not.
So you are able to attend all the 100 marks?
Yeah, but I shortened the answer of some questions.
So this is a very good point from Rishabh we can get. Already he told LDR, last day revision notes. He told about sticky notes. Now one more point, students, you are getting that you have to ensure that you are writing all the 100 marks, because every marks is count. Some students they do the strategy that I will rate only 70 mark, in that I will try to get 60. So this is a very good point Rishabh is giving. And I want to ask you one question. Subject like cost audit. See, you can get 50 mark from your, maybe from your industrial or article experience about management audit, or maybe the operational audit and all. So nowadays, if you go through the previous attempt and all, the weightage for problem was more. They're coming 50, 60 marks. If you go to compilers or previous year. Nowadays in the new syllabus, they're asking only 3 questions of 7 mark. So how it was felt for you? Is it a good for you, or you, since you are having an industrial experience or a articles experience, you are able to manage it?
So I found it actually good, because theory is my forte, it's my strength.
Great.
So I am able to like read a question, read an answer, read the question, read the answer, and I am able to draw conclusion from it, like the key concepts, the key words from the answer. And I used to, so theory was easier for me. So I felt it useful for me. But then there is a risk that if you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer. You cannot bluff.
Correct.
If you don't know an answer. But in practical, you can write, like it's a bit logical as well. So both it has its both pros and cons. Nevertheless, institute is unfathomable. It's like we have to accept whatever institute does. When institute says it is practical, it's practical. When they say it is theory, it's theory.
In CMA exam, as you know very well, in descriptive part, student has to rate 5 out of 7 questions. So what is your suggestion on students? How to select those 5 questions?
Yes, sir. So this is again a very good question. You have to, so when you have the 15 minutes of reading time, you have to ensure that you are selecting the right question at that time itself. You have to see a question which you are very strong. I did a mistake in my CA Inter in audit, where there were 2 questions. I had to select one. One question I knew 80% of it, and another question I knew only, like I knew all the questions but only partly. Another question I knew 80% properly. Now I selected the question which I knew only partly. Now this made me lose the entire marks in that particular question.
Correct.
It was a 14 mark question. So choosing the right question is very important. You have to read all the questions, mark the question which you have to choose.
So you suggest that students has to find time for reading all the 7 questions, then have to select properly, correct?
Correct, yes sir.
That is a very good point.
You have to not read the entire question in depth, but you have to just see an overview of the question.
Correct.
And then if you know, we are able to know, okay, we know this concept well, then you have to take that question.
Now in CMA, you might have been noticed that the chapter wise questions only coming. So did you skip any chapters that, okay, anyway there are two choice question is there, so let us leave this question. In any subjects did you done that options?
I did not do this in the subjects which are in common with CA, but I did this, well, this strategy might not really work. I did this in cost management audit.
In problem you may skip?
I skipped some
Forensic audit, AML.
Yeah, there were
Anti-money laundering.
lot of content in it, lot of technical content. So I skipped those content. But it may not be always useful. You have to at least have an overview of the. You should not. So I always say this: you have to not skip an entire chapter. You can skip a difficult question, but don't skip an entire chapter.
Student has to select a one option from the three choice in the last paper. So 20A, 20B, 20C.
Yeah.
Which one you choose?
I chose SPMBV.
Why?
Because the content of it is very similar to SFM.
Correct.
And it's a scoring subject.
Problem paper.
Problematic paper. It's a very scoring subject, and I saw the content of all the three papers. I found SFM to be SFM was my favorite subject. So if I found it will be easier for me if I take SPMBV.
That is nice. Students in group 4 especially feel FR is a very difficult, especially a 14-mark big question on consolidation and amalgamation and all, 103, 1010. So what is your suggestion for the students? How to practice those questions? Can you suggest some books? You can suggest even CA material or any other authors, anything, because that will help for all the mass students. Because those 14 mark, especially in DT also, some assessment questions where comes a lengthy question. What is your suggestion on how to crack those questions?
Yes, sir. So for such questions, business combination, consolidation, the presentation is very important. Everyone understand the concepts. So what I did for these consolidation questions is I mug up the format properly.
Correct.
Now I used to, working note number 1 is consolidated other equity, working number 2 is goodwill, working number 3 is NCI, working note number 4 is
that's fine, I can understand, because it happens. The great thing it is on the day, show day you have performed. That is what we need it. That is understand I can. Okay, great. Now, how was your feeling when I know after the law you felt little bit shy or unconfident, not confident. Now what happened when all the 8 papers is over? Did you feel that, okay fine, you are able to get rank? What was your feeling?
So after all the 8 papers were done, I was confident I would clear the exam. I was also confident I'll get a rank, but I was not confident whether I will get first rank or in the top 3 or top 10. But I was sure I will clear the exam, and I was hoping that I would get a good rank.
Now I would like to ask you one question. This is little bit personal also, because I am taking classes for CMA for the last 15 years. What I felt is that valuation in CMA exams is not up to fair to students, because in auditing paper in CA you are able to get 93 marks. Even majority of paper you are able to get, because you also shared with me that FR in CA you felt difficulty and you expected that you got 60-70 marks, and you got the in between 67. Correct. If I am not wrong.
Yes.
But what about CMA? See, you feel that are the mark allocation by the examiners are fair, or are they giving extra or less? What do you feel comparing to C? Because whenever we go through any rank holders, they are not getting that highest level marks, though they are written very well.
Yes, sir. So even I felt this. Well, no course is obviously perfect, but I feel on an overall basis it is still fine. But there are a lot of scope for improvement. There is a lot of scope for improvement. While I wrote some papers very well.
It is not for we want to make a complaint against institute, because there are a lot of students who are rating CMA courses. They find that sir हम लिख किया हमको mark नहीं आ रहा है, तो ऐसा feeling they are feeling it. So because I take classes for CA also, students say I expected this mark I am getting,
yeah.
But in CMA they are feeling that I expected this much I am not get that.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they are getting more than that what they feel it also.
Yes, so even I felt this. Like papers like DT, IDT, FR, I wrote very well. I thought I would get 80, 90 plus, but I got in 70s.
This is what happens. Yes.
Yes, so that happens. This has to improve, but I feel institute is gradually improving.
Maybe they have their own standard also. But anyway, you also felt the same, correct?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, I know in February when the result comes, what was the feeling on the result? Generally in CA Institute and all, president will call. So how was CMA Institute. I heard one of your interview, same our EduHome portal itself, when CA, how the emotions when the CA result. Obviously, in CMA, what was the result day, what felt?
Yes, sir. So the day results were announced early in the morning.
Yes.
I had a very long day the day before. I worked till 1 or 2 in the night. So I was sleeping when the results were announced. Then some of my faculties and friends called me and informed that you have got all the rank 1. I was like, okay, are you really joking or did I really get? And then they sent me the screenshot of the rank list. And then I felt very happy. I called my mom and dad. I was away from them.
Did you receive any call from a president or vice president?
No, sir. But one thing which happened was I was felicitated by the President of India.
Yes. That is, I just want to ask next. That is there. President of India, that is a very big, great. Yes, you can continue.
Yes, sir. So it is the most memorable memory of my life. Where I went to Delhi. We went to the Rajpath in Delhi. The President of India personally came to felicitate me. It was like it was altogether mesmerizing. I was not able to comprehend whether it is actually happening. Then I posted this on my LinkedIn. Great. And I received such a wonderful response. People were like, oh, you are getting felicitated by the President of India. It's
the first woman of the country. That is a great moment.
It's the highest honor a student can have, sir, in his life.
So students who are rating in the upcoming exams, what is your suggestion, especially on papers of amendment, DT, IDT, or some law papers? Law paper you have already shared. So what is your suggestion and final comments?
Yes, sir. So papers like DT, IDT, people know the provision, but the most important thing is they are not able to apply the provision well. Well, they know, okay, there is a deduction 3580, but they don't know when to take the deduction, how to apply that provision. So this will come only through practice. You have to practice as many questions as you can. You have to give chapter-wise exams. You have to give a proper mock test after you complete your entire revision. Now this is mandatory. Once you complete your revision, you have to test how well you have actually studied. You might feel you have studied very well.
Correct.
But actually you might not have studied well. You might not have studied the way you should have studied.
So here come the relevance. Since we are very happy that you are started associating with us a mentor for CA and CMA students. So what you felt that we at EduHome Connect is something different from other platforms?
Yes, sir. So one, I see only two things whenever I evaluate anything. One is the price and second is the value. So the EduHome is priced very reasonably.
Yes, we have one very clear. It should be affordable for the masses. Because there are a lot of students. Because to be frank, being a CMA or CS, when I was doing my CMA, I couldn't be able to afford the coaching fees, and I done self-study only. So there are mass number of students who are not able to afford the course, and they are not able to get much classes. So we want to bring this affordable for all. And in our first podcast with our CMA Vice President, Padmanabhan sir, very long friend of mine, we announced that we will charge maximum 99 to 999. And we are giving you are only inaugurated our first webinar. Webinar is free of cost for students. So you can continue. Sorry to interfere, but still I thought of, because sometimes it's emotion about price, I interfere it. Continue, please.
Yes, sir. So I feel the price range is extremely reasonable, and I think no other competitor offers such low prices. Now, while price is one part of it, second part is what value you get. Now, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Now, I was reviewing the dashboard, the platform of the EduHome Connect. I truly believe it will be a game changer in test series in both CMA and CA and CMA. There are chapter-wise questions. There are after you complete an entire subject, there is subject-wise MCQs, and then you can also give full-fledged mock test. You can download the question paper, upload your answer sheet in the exam, and your answer sheet will be corrected by by CAs and CMAs who are experts in that particular subject. Not only this, the technology around it is very impressive. The user experience is extremely user friendly.
We were added dashboard, interactive dashboard, where students can know how many tests he is written, what is the mark per minute, that and all.
Yes, it is so precise that it also tracks the time you had taken to attempt a question versus the time you had to take. So ideal time versus actual time.
Correct.
It's so precise.
So thank you for the words. So obviously we believe that as a whole team we can give better for the students fraternity. Let us make a whole part of the country overall watching through different platform get benefit out of you. So great, thank for coming this special podcast with us. So my dear students, yes, it is now official. CMA Rishabh Ostwal with us. So you can get best mentorship from all of us. The entire team is there. So wish you all the success for your career and life also. We have to balance both in our career and life. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure is all mine.